I'm sorry about the mess, okay? There's no room for me to work. This is my little walking spot right here. This is what I got. All right, guys, we're back. We're back working on the GTR, and we are on the iPhone today, so, well, it's just for today, so don't worry about it. Left the GoPro at the shop. But, well, you guys can probably tell from the title. And first off, I just want to say a huge shout out to all you guys for the support. You guys have been really awesome in the comment section, and I've been replying to every single one of you. At least I'm pretty sure I'm replying to every single one of you. So definitely show some love if you guys are enjoying the content. But let's just kind of hop in with what we're doing today. So I've been working already. I've just been doing some stuff off camera. And don't mind the mess, guys. Like we got a couple storage bins, and we're gonna try and arrange some stuff in this garage because it is a little bit hectic. There's just a lot of stuff going on, but we're just out of space, and there's just obviously a lot of stuff happening. So we'll worry about that in a second. I do also have some new news with our fuse box harness. Also, sent in the little template for our battery tray location panel. That's going to be coming back with a nice bead roll, so it's going to look very, very nice. It's not just going to be like a flat piece of metal, which it's okay, but you know, we could have done better, which is what we're doing. So got my welder, got my gas bottle set up. It's way over there. As you can see, well, over here, I've been going to work. I've just been kind of getting things dialed in, and we're going to get to work in just a second. I'm kind of overview what I've done and what our plan is. So did some spot welding in the chassis, in the seams, cleaned up all the seam sealer. Now we are gonna make this engine bay look really clean. I've got a lot of new plans and things have been changing. So you guys can see we have these humps here, and I've also kind of ground down the spot welds a little bit because I don't want you guys to be able to see them. I don't want to see them when we're done. So gonna go ahead and I'll show you guys. I got this really nice body filler. It's like this, I'll show you in a second. But these humps here, I just don't want to leave them, man. I just don't want to see these random little hills and stuff like that in the actual fender. So, well, inner tub. So here's what I'm thinking. I don't know if this is going to work, but I think this is going to work. I'm just going to go ahead and cut like a little cross in it, and then that way I can kind of hammer and maneuver it where I want it to be, and then stitch it back up. That should work. So we're gonna go ahead and experiment with that. I'm gonna go ahead and I basically stitch welded this whole area. I did this seam, did down here. You guys can see, did up here, up in here, another line back there, another line back there. So it's looking pretty dang good. Definitely gonna help with some chassis flex and stuff like that. So I'm excited. I've never done this before, so I figured why not? Let's try it out. And there will be, I mean, you won't see these welds, so it'll kind of just be added reinforcement. I didn't do this on the Z. Let's just see how it works out with this car. All right, guys, so I just did the first one off camera, just kind of get a feel for it. You know, I mean, I'm sure you guys probably remember what it looked like, but there was a big old boy right there, so I'm pretty happy. You know, it still needs to be cleaned up a little bit. This is just a rough patch. Basically what I did, I just cut an X, hammered it down. I have like this hammer dolly kit over here. So I basically went in from underneath, hammered it up, kind of got it in shape, and then made another X because the actual pieces start to overlap again. So they needed a little bit more clearance, X'd them out again, and then finally I was kind of able to get them in place. We are also going to be reworking the inner wheel well. I know some of you guys are probably going to be like, okay, yeah, but what about in the wheel well? All right, don't you worry. I got you covered. We're going to go ahead in here and make sure everything already ground down a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and body work up in here as well. Make sure, obviously, so nothing, you know, that way you can't tell that nothing's been touched or messed with. So, man, I hope you guys are pumped on the effort that's going through, because this was going to be a simple thing. You guys, and if you know me, it's never simple. So we always go above and beyond. And I think this is going to be a really cool extra touch. So let's keep on rolling. So before we get started, I just want to show you guys kind of where we're at with these humps. You can kind of see that in the middle of the screen, and there's one up here. See if I can get you in on it. Maybe you can. Yeah, I mean, you can tell. It's just, and there's a couple down. Well, there's one little one right there. You guys get the deal, okay? I'm just gonna get to it. guys, so wow, I mean on camera it really looks weird because of all the angles, but man, you take your hand and rub it across that surface and it feels really good. So yes, I could go ahead and probably use, like, I don't know, what do you think? Maybe like some lead or something, like to go like actually fill the rest of that with metal instead of welding all that and grinding it all back down. I'm sure there are proper ways to go about that, but guys, in all honesty, what we're gonna use, check this out. This is what we're gonna use instead. So this is some Evercoat metal to metal. As you guys can see, it's like a metal reinforced body filler. Basically the deal is here, superadhesion to steel, easily sands to feathered edge, rust and water resistant, excellent corrosion resistance as well. So this basically is gonna go ahead and fill up all the imperfections. So you guys can see this stuff is not like your traditional body filler, not like a pasty, you know, weird pinky green or whatever. This is actually looks like metal. So this is supposed to be the real deal. It's supposed to be extremely strong. So obviously we have the stitch weld, so that's not going to cause an issue with body filler and twisting. And actually my Z, like I said, I didn't even stitch weld it. I used just like a regular body filler for like panels. Haven't had any cracking issues. So, you know, this is just kind of me being overkill, but I'll have this down in the description if you guys would like to go ahead and maybe grab some of this for your build. This is the way to do it. All right, guys, going pretty well so far. I know it looks kind of rough right now, but toss a couple tacks, hammer it in shape a little bit more, weld it all up, and then you know, beat it into shape. It's already actually really close to being in shape where we want it. So afterwards, I probably will go ahead and take up the strut, and that way I can kind of get in there in the backside and kind of dolly it and get it really close. That way we're just barely putting any filler on here, because you know, ideally that's what we want, is minimal filler. Even though it is like metal on metal filler, you still want to use as little as possible. It's just, you know, so let's get to it. Whew. All right, guys, many hours have passed. Here we are though. It's looking it's looking really good. So I still have a little bit of sanding left to do on this area where I put the filler down. This filler actually has metal like in it. It's pretty cool. So it's not cheap. This was about $46 just for this little quart. Yeah, but I mean, you kind of get for what you pay for, so it is a really good product. The best part about it is it doesn't absorb moisture like your typical auto style body filler would. Guys, I wasn't gonna go ahead and like remove all these hubs because I mean, you can see, hopefully it shows up on camera just how big they actually are. I don't know, but man, they're large, and this side especially. And this, you guys, we're gonna talk about my fuse box because there's a whole change of plans here, and it's just gonna be, and I'm sorry about the mess. Okay, there's no room for me to work. This is my little walking spot right here. This is what I got. Anytime I try and clean up the part, like the tools and stuff, I just end up taking them back out, and then, you know, it's just, oh God, we're doing it though, we're doing it. So like I said, guys, I'm very, very happy with how this is coming, and I'm also very happy with how the underside is looking. I'm gonna show you guys in a second, we'll get there. I'm gonna do like a whole refinishing of the wheel welds. You can see the welds, obviously, but the best part about it, it's not like, you know, I didn't just hammer in the actual rises and just divot them down. So this isn't all lumpy and weird back here. So that will get refinished, so it'll look like nothing ever happened. And I'm very, very stoked with how this is. I've never done, like I said, anything like this with the whole cutting and the hammering and the dollying, but it's going really well. This part also right here, going very well. You guys can see it is just so smooth right here. Like it'll really show up once it's in primer. It's kind of hard to tell right now, I know. So I have a couple more holes to fill up. You can see a couple right there, one here, and I think there's another one somewhere. But you guys might be wondering, like, where the hell are you gonna mount anything? Don't worry about it, we'll figure that out when we need to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want this engine bay to look very, very bare, but still have everything I need. So, next step for me, this is where I'm at. I have a couple more holes to fill up. I have a couple more areas I want to stitch weld. Oh, ow, 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 that got me right there. So a couple more spots. Also, I just want to show you guys this, just little details, man. So you can see from the factory, these welds, they're just globbed on there. There's splatter here and there, and it just doesn't look pretty, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I just can't leave that. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna grind these down, make them nice and flat, grind the welds down, go ahead and kind of panel beat these edges down a little bit so they kind of fold down a little bit less aggressively. Nice sloping action, and then we'll kind of just use a little bit of filler just to make it shaped proper. Not a lot, just a little bit. This engine bay is going to be next level. I'm very, very excited to show you guys. We'll get to the whole fuse box thing because that's exciting as well, but let me continue working. I'm going to try and knock out this side tonight. I was out here like 7 in the morning pumping away an hour or two before we went to the shop. So it's now 8:45 and we are out here. So I've been out here for a while too. I just picked up the camera to update you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start prepping things, do a couple more tack welds for the seams, and yeah, just keep on rocking, man. This engine bay is gonna be sick. It's a lot of work, but I'm pretty excited. It's gonna be totally worth it. And I know part of me was like, dang, I'm like cutting up my GTR and like doing this and doing that. But you know what? Screw that. I'm all about doing custom things, being different from like every other person. I guarantee you no one, at least on YouTube, maybe I'm wrong, I shouldn't say guarantee, but I mean, no one that I know of has gone this far with a GTR build, let alone in this like area with the tools and you know, with the tools that I'm working with, which is basically little to none. Luckily, at least I have a freaking welder. That's a major plus. But yeah, man, just rocking out, building a GTR. Just want to drive it, and it's gonna look really good too. It's gotta go fast, but it's gotta also look good. You know what I mean? It's gotta look good. So just gonna keep on plugging. Also, if this video draws up enough interest, I'll definitely go ahead and do like a more in-depth video on that side as to like how to fill holes, how to weld it, how to do it properly, so on and so forth. So if you guys are interested, if you guys like what I'm doing right here, definitely drop a comment and let me know what you think, and let me know if you are liking what I'm doing. Even if honestly, even if just one person says that they like what I'm doing, I'm gonna go ahead and just make a little more in-depth and just show you guys how to do it if you want to go ahead and tackle it. This is a very budget welder. This is an Everlast MIG 140E. Very, very budget. It's like $400, $300 some dollars. It's a good machine. Gets the job done. So yeah, just want to let you guys know, just, you know, a couple tips and tricks. So let me know. Alright guys, well, we have literally every single hole welded up on this passenger side area. I still gotta do the firewall, obviously. The frame rail, we'll probably get most of it done here kind of while we're tackling this part of the engine bay as well. Kind of all this down here where I did my my stitch welding. There was a couple holes that were filled in on the frame rail up top, and then we'll probably also go ahead and just patch up these on the side, just, you know, just because why not. And some of you guys are maybe wondering, like, as far as how am I going to go ahead and protect against corrosion underneath the welds. So everywhere that I'm patching is a place that I'm able to go ahead and seal stuff from behind. Or if I'm not exactly able to get it directly, I can go in from another hole in the frame rail, use a little nozzle, spray it from there. So don't worry about that, guys. We're all taking all that into consideration. So I'm gonna go ahead now. I'm gonna lay another quick little thin coat of my metal filler. So, and there's just such a thin layer. I mean, most areas you can see I've rubbed through. So I'm gonna continue sanding all this pretty much till where I'm basically back down to metal. Just use it as a little fill for low spots and stuff like that. Sometimes you just gotta go in, you know what I mean? All right, well, you guys can see I got a sunshade now, considering it's getting pretty hot here in Texas. Keep that heat out a little bit. So while we're waiting for the filler to dry, this stuff does take quite a while. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this whole fuse box thing that we have changed our plans with. So, you know, normally from factory, this thing just gets bolted up right here. It gets mounted to the top of the strut tower. Bada boom, right there. Has a little peg right there. And you know, it is what it is. You'll have wires coming in out of here. It'll be a little bit cluttered. Won't look the best. So, got me thinking. I'm over here like, well, I mean, what would it take to tuck it? What can we do to move the location? I don't really want to put it inside the car. I don't want to put it in the glove box because, well, first off, I can't open the glove box with this cage in there. You guys can see. I mean, that's a problem. Good part about the cage is obviously our dash doesn't get cut up, so that's a positive. So, cage may stay, who knows. It's a good quality cage, so I might just keep it in there, but we'll see. So I don't want to put it in there. I don't really want to put it in the trunk just because, well, first off, that's so much extra wiring to go ahead and do. It's just, whew, that's just, I don't want to do that. That's too much. So I'm like, how can we keep this simple? Follow me. Hang on. There we go. Oh, by the way, I got some more parts for the, well, this is we have a brand new water pump. Some door hinges are somewhere over there. So here I am. I'm thinking, where can I mount this thing? And it got me thinking. I kind of tore it. Oh, okay. So I'm under here. I'm looking at this. I'm like, huh, what if we kind of mounted it right there? So now, obviously, this, it would fit up here, but it's just gonna look like garbage. I mean, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? Like, we don't, that's awful. Now, I did not forget, yes, we will have intercooler piping coming down here, but we will have room. So here's what I'm gonna do. I want this here. I want this here. I think that's a cool spot. It'll still be accessible. Obviously, I have plenty of room for the wheel. Not gonna be in the way of anything at all. However, obviously you're looking at the back of it. Well, we're gonna get water and moisture, dude. What the hell? That's not gonna work. We're gonna still use this, but here's my idea. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna modify this a lot and basically just plastic weld it back together so it just clips back on like factory, but modify it, sand it down, make it look like I never even did anything, and give myself a nice quality back. So let me just go ahead and start by doing instead of explaining. It'll make it'll make more sense. Try and film this to the best of my capabilities here. I need to get a tripod. Man, so much work. So much work. And I'm still not done with this side. All right, guys, so just want to catch you up with what we've been doing. Quick review on like this metal filler. I'll have it linked down below. At least I really hope I remember. So if you guys want to go ahead and do like this sort of stuff to your engine base, use like a strong water resistant filler, go ahead and grab this stuff, guys, because it is awesome. I'm gonna rate it like an 8 out of 10. Only reason is it sucks to sand. I'm using 36 grit paper and I'm just going to town on it. I'm gonna finish off with like an 80 before I go ahead and prime, even though 36 would be okay, and then, you know, use some guide coat. However, the 36 will leave a little, some pretty deep scratches, so I'm gonna hit it with some 80. But I just want to take you guys over. I mean, all the holes are gone. So here's what I'm thinking for this, because I don't want there to be like half an open gap. So when I have one intercooler piping coming in here, and I want to try and find someone who can help me out make a piece here. I want to try and get like a piece machined out, a nice billet piece, just to kind of go over here, and then from there we'll have like a hole where the intercooler piping will go, and then a couple studs for it to bolt in from top, and then I'll nut it from underneath. I think that'll be a good idea. I'm also gonna go ahead and make a delete panel for this hole over here, because nothing's gonna be entering in the engine bay. All in all, you guys can see, I mean, it's looking really good. I'm very happy with how this came out. I mean, just the difference from where we started to where we are now, and all this, it's looking so dang good. Up top, strut tower's looking really nice. As you can see, got to add a little bit of filler here and there. So very happy. This side is almost done. We're about to roll this car out and just clean up underneath, because this place looks, it's just brutal in here, man. So before we do that, I want to show you guys the fuse box. So I actually went ahead and plastic welded, and just temporary, guys. This is just temporary. We're still work in progress. Don't worry, I'm gonna finish this off. It's gonna look, you know, OEM. But you can see I got it clicked back into place. I plastic welded a couple pieces, and it's working pretty dang good, so happy about that. Now that's gonna mount up where I showed you. All I have to do is just weld on a couple of those brackets and then just kind of find a place to mount them. That's gonna be awesome, so that's gonna work out great. I'm hoping to have this panel on Tuesday. It's Sunday currently. Was trying to have this video up Sunday, but we got just busy at the shop. Customer dropped off a car today, so it's all good. We'll have this up here for Monday. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead now. We're gonna push this, we're gonna roll this car out and just hopefully clean up a little bit because it's pretty bad in here.
Vacuum the car, clean my car out.
Oh yeah? Tire?
Right, okay.
I'm gonna give him a view. I'm gonna give him our view. This is a good view right here. This is cool. You guys ready for this? Whoops. Ooh. 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 Ooh, boy, it's... All right, let's get busy. All right, it is like 9:30, almost 10 o'clock right now. Finally got done with the garage. Check this out. Man, major difference. We actually did really good. Somehow we were able to get this place looking semi-decent. And we still need to go ahead and I think get some shelves, some racks and stuff like that. Maybe a couple more of those. And I really need a toolbox because I'm just working out of this thing right now, which really sucks. And I got some tools over here. I just really want like a cheap, like $100, you know, something budget that I can just kind of sneak in the back wall here. Nothing much, you know, nothing much. But yeah, very, very happy with how this actually came out. This is pretty actually solid. So I guess next thing up, I'm gonna go ahead, we're just gonna pull the GTR back in and the M3 back in, and then I guess we'll close this video out. Stoked with the progress. This is nice. This is actually, I actually have somewhere to work and walk around. Let's get this thing in.
I don't know.
Dang.
Look good.
Looks great in here now. Look at them both. My wing's missing. That's
too.
okay. That's nice.
There's so much room. Oh
I know,
my
there
God,
is a
it
lot of
feels
room.
huge.
Just not having all this stuff right here made a huge difference.
Yeah.
This is great. Look at all the room. We'll see how long it lasts. So, what are you doing?
I'm walking around my car.
Why?
Because I can.
You can. There's no longer 10 million things in front of it. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it. Next video, like I mentioned, you will be seeing a much more in-depth, like how to, I guess, tuck and shave your engine bay, because I'm sure some of you guys out there might want to do this, or at least try to do it on your own car. You don't have to necessarily go to this extent. You kind of can pick and choose where you want to, you know, save a bit of time, spend a little extra time. You get the deal. So I don't know if it shows up on camera, but just remembering that these 3 ribs were here and down here. On this side, we had them right there. We also had them up here, and now it's just all beautiful and smooth. Same thing with these like humps and bumps. You guys remember, I mean, I don't need to tell you twice. All the way down here, not a single hole exposed. I mean, man, this is looking absolutely epic. All on the strut tower, looking so dang good. Up here is gonna look smooth. Man, I'm really excited. So yeah, hope you guys are stoked. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. I don't know, maybe it was a little bit boring. I do apologize, but it's just stuff that we gotta get done. And for those that are still here watching, thank you, because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be out here, man. I really do appreciate you guys sticking to the end. And hopefully you're excited for what's to come, because there's a lot happening. We are making good progress. There won't be many more videos on this engine bay, maybe like 2 more, maybe 3 more tops, and then we'll paint it. Speaking of looking good, the garage is looking 10 times better. Morgan's M3 is looking good. Don't mind all the oil stain. We're gonna have to go ahead and scrub and put some stuff down and pressure wash that and clean it all up. But that we'll do later. That's gonna be it for this one, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed. We haven't been keeping up to date with our list here, but man, we're making good progress. We're making good progress. So quick update on the engine build. I'm pretty excited. I'm finally able to get some pistons for it. So that's basically the only thing that's going to hold us up from getting the block complete at the machine shop. The only thing that's holding us up from the head is, well, I need to get new valves, probably. Well, at least 12 of mine are damaged. So now I'm got me thinking, like, do we oversize, but that just adds to the machine shop bill, which just adds more time in the whole thing. We'll figure it out. But I'm trying my hardest, guys, to make things happen as quickly as possible in the background. But for now, hope you guys are enjoying the engine bay content. Just know that the RB build content is coming. I'm just trying to work with sponsors and get more support on board. But I appreciate you guys supporting me. That's going to be it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm trying to get content out, by the way. I know I'm like slacking, but you guys just got to understand. It's just me out here. I don't have, you know what I mean? So I'm trying. I'm literally always grinding and doing this or that. So if I'm not filming, I'm doing other stuff. So you guys got to be patient with me. But trust me, I want to make as much content as I can. So I'm trying my best. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night. Peace.
Thank you.